In this video, we're gonna see which 5 cities ChatGPT thinks are the best cities for families in Minnesota. And as a 25-year local Minnesotan, I'm gonna be telling you whether I agree with the list or what it's leaving out. If at any point in this video you want my 22 city full report card where I break down cost of living, schools, safety, walkability for all the best cities across the Minneapolis metro, just comment report card with your email and I will send those over to you right away. Now, we know that AI is only as good as the prompt that you give it. So here's basically what I told it about me. I said, hello, my name is Austin. I am a husband and a father of a toddler, and another young one is on the way. We are relocating to Minneapolis or the surrounding suburb from many states away. We're not sure which suburb we should move into, but we are prioritizing lots of shopping, lots of restaurants, high-graded schools, and a community that our family will feel comfortable in from day one. What cities would you recommend for my family and I? To which ChatGPT responds and says, hello, Austin. Congratulations on your growing family and your upcoming move to Minnesota. I've helped dozens of families make this move before. I could absolutely help you, point you in the right direction. Number 1 suburb recommendation for families is Plymouth, coining it the complete package. Why it's perfect for me. Plymouth is where out-of-state families consistently tell me they wish they'd moved sooner. Plymouth is my hometown. I don't think I would put it at number 1 on the list, but let's keep going. With Plymouth, you get Wayzata School District, which is the top school district in the state and ranked number 1 nationally. The shops of Arbor Lakes are literally in your backyard with 100 stores and restaurants and neighborhoods designed specifically for families. The shops at Arbor Lakes are pretty close by, but they're in Maple Grove. So if you're like me living in South Plymouth, it's actually about a 20-minute drive away, and I wouldn't say that's super close. Next, it says the shopping and dining reality. Target, Whole Foods, and every chain restaurant, plus local gems like Brick and Bourbon and Malone's Bar and Grill will mean you'll never have to drive more than 10 minutes away for anything. Whoa. Again, Brick and Bourbon and Malone's are in Maple Grove. They're not that far, but they're not Plymouth. And I don't know if I'd be pitching Maple Grove as a reason to live in Plymouth. While it's true Target and Whole Foods are very close by, Plymouth has one Target. It also has a Lifetime Fitness, which I love. And it does have a couple grocery stores like Lund's and Byerly's, but it doesn't have a Whole Foods. It next says the community feel in Plymouth is second to none. Block parties still happen here. Neighbors actually introduce themselves and the playgrounds are packed with families just like yours. The city also rents fantastic programs for kids and families all throughout the year. I can attest as a Plymouth resident, I actually had one of my neighbors bring me some fresh baked chocolate cookies right when I moved in. That was super cool. So weirdly, that is accurate from ChatGPT. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how they describe Plymouth other than just basically selling you on Maple Grove. And honestly, I can't say I would put it as number 1, even being a person who lives here. If school district is the most important thing to you, okay, I definitely see the appeal for Plymouth, and it does have a lot to enjoy. If I had to blind rank it, I'd probably put Plymouth at number 4 on my list because I have 3 cities I can think of above it. At number 2, we have Minnetonka, calling it the lifestyle upgrade. Why you'll love Minnetonka. Minnetonka gives you everything Plymouth offers, plus access to the lake. Your kids will grow up swimming in Lake Minnetonka and you'll have Ridgedale Center for shopping and charming downtown Wayzata for date night. Just because you live in Minnetonka does not mean you get access to Lake Minnetonka. Of course, there's public beaches you can enjoy in downtown Wayzata. Of course, it did hit the nail on the head on Ridgedale Center, which is a huge shopping mall that also has a ton of good eats around it. It has all the big names like Lululemon, Dick's Sporting Goods, Nordstrom Rack, etc., etc. Downtown Wayzata for date nights is 100% true. I go to downtown Wayzata for date nights. I recommend you do too. If you haven't already seen it, I have a whole video where I talk about Wayzata and why it's so cool. Check it out. The schools advantage. Minnetonka schools are legendary, it says. Not just the test scores, but genuine preparation for competitive colleges. Your toddler will be in kindergarten classes of 18 kids, not 28. I think ChatGPT is saying that they have smaller classroom sizes, which of course is a pro in helping students learn and get the attention they need. Minnetonka is the number 2 ranked high school in all of Minnesota. So I will say, I do think the school advantages are there. The lake creates an instant bond. Summer boat parades, winter ice fishing. It's the Minnesota experience you didn't know you needed. Plus, lots of corporate transplant families means you'll find your tribe very quickly. I could not agree more. The things to do in downtown Excelsior, downtown Wayzata, even when Lake Minnetonka freezes over, there's like ice festivals where you can go out and enjoy music and games on the frozen lake. Overall, I didn't have many gripes about putting Minnetonka at number 2 on this list. In fact, it would probably be number 2 on my list, if not number 1. The only thing I will say is Minnetonka is slightly more expensive than Plymouth, and I've looked ahead, it's probably just the most expensive suburb on this list. City number 3, Eden Prairie, the corporate family hub. I don't know how flattering that is. Why it makes sense. Eden Prairie is where successful families with young kids land and stay. Eden Prairie Center handles all your shopping needs, and the restaurant scene along Eden Prairie Center Drive is surprisingly robust. The schools consistently rank in the top 5 in the state. All that is true. I wouldn't say that the dining experience in Eden Prairie is that unique. I would say Eden Prairie Shopping Center is a very nice mall. I enjoy it a lot. It's a little far from where I live, but I love it. It's also home to the Asia Mall, which is really cool. It's like a little mall where you can look around and see all the different types of Asian culture within the stores, the restaurants, etc. And it's a very, very cool experience. And I'm really glad we have stuff like that in Eden Prairie. Corporate headquarters nearby means your neighbors understand the demands of professional life. and the community programming for young families is exceptional. I will say Eden Prairie's location makes it exceptional for corporate people because, especially if you're someone who travels for work, it's the closest suburb on here to the airport. Eden Prairie is only about 15 minutes to MSP, which, if you didn't know, is the #1 rated airport in the United States. Thank you very much. And Eden Prairie is also close to Bloomington and Eagan and other kind of corporate hubs. Practical benefits of Eden Prairie are Lifetime Fitness and Costco. Every family service you'll need within 10 minutes, plus some of the best pediatricians in the metro. Pretty much all these cities have some of the best pediatricians in the metro, and pretty much all of them have Costco and Lifetime. At least everyone I'm seeing on this top 5 list. Overall, do I have any problems with Eden Prairie being number 3 on this list? Yes. I probably wouldn't put it at number 3, and if I was just blind ranking it off the top of my head, I would probably put it at 6 or 7. City number 4 is Maple Grove, the smart family choice. Why Maple Grove is brilliant. You get 90% of what the premium suburbs offer at 70% of the cost. It is minimally different in price from Plymouth and Minnetonka, but there is a slight discount from those two cities. I would not be expecting Maple Grove to be like a super budget-friendly suburb. It is still, after all, one of the more high-end suburbs we have. Arbor Lake Shopping District, solid schools, and a community that genuinely loves new families make it a perfect place without the premium price tag. Arbor Lake Shopping Center does have some of the most fun restaurants, patios, shopping. They've got movie theaters, home decor places. They've got everything you need in downtown Maple Grove, as well as something called Central Park. If you're looking into Maple Grove, I encourage you to look that up. I have another video where I walk you through all of Maple Grove's best amenities, and there's a reason why I would have it even higher than number 4 on my list, so feel free to check that video out right there. The restaurant scene, Granite City, Chipotle and Noodles, plus local favorites like Dun Bros, or where will be where you want to hang out during nap time. They could not have picked any more like basic and normal restaurants for Maple Grove, and I would definitely not take recommendations from ChatGPT based on this list. I'm very not impressed. There are some really, really good eats in Maple Grove. New family perks. ChatGPT says the community center programming for toddlers is fantastic, and Maple Grove specifically recruits the best businesses to serve young families. I do know that Maple Grove really does invest in good shared spaces amongst the community. If you look at Central Park, they fill up their main area with an ice skating rink that goes on all throughout the winter. And in the summer, there's basketball courts, pickleball courts, walking trails, man-made lakes that you can walk around. There really is a lot to do in Maple Grove, as well as park preserves, biking trails, walking trails, etc. The community center is something I'm glad it knows about because honestly, most cities don't have this. It's got an indoor jungle gym, it's got a swimming pool, a hot tub, a basketball court, an arcade, a game center. Overall, I would put Maple Grove even higher on this list. I would say Maple Grove would probably be my 2nd or 3rd city on my personal list, and this one has it at 4, so honestly, ChatGPT is not missing the mark too much here. The 5th and final city on this list is Woodbury, coined the East Side winner. Why you should consider Woodbury. If you work on the east side of the metro, Woodbury offers everything the western suburbs does with easier access to downtown St. Paul. Woodbury Lakes rivals any shopping district in the state, and the schools are excellent. Especially if you see yourself making lots of trips to St. Paul or even downtown Minneapolis, Woodbury is a very conveniently located suburb. It's just about 15 minutes east of St. Paul, and it's only about 25 minutes away from downtown Minneapolis. It really is truly like the shining star of the eastern metro, along with maybe Stillwater. And I have nothing wrong with what it's saying about the school district. Woodbury Schools is known for having great sports. They invest in their stadiums and infrastructure all the time. Actually, fun fact, Woodbury is home to the most roundabouts in the state of Minnesota. I like that it pointed out Woodbury Lakes. Woodbury Lakes has a lot of what Arbor Lakes and Maple Grove has to offer in terms of shopping and restaurants. It's never something you're going to get bored of, and it's really, really nice that Woodbury has been built up recently because a lot of the shops and curb appeal of everything just looks new. The community advantage. It says newer developments means lots of families with young children, extensive trail systems for stroller walks, and community events specifically designed for families in your stage. I will say Woodbury and Maple Grove are probably two of like the newest suburbs, so you do have more new construction options and you probably have more younger families. I guess I can't say that for certain, but I do know that the extensive trail system is something about Woodbury that makes it unique. I personally would prefer the trail system in Maple Grove or Plymouth slightly higher, but I would give Woodbury a better score in terms of shopping. So it's kind of just where do you see yourself on that scale. I don't have any problems with Woodbury being in the top 5, especially in the name of including something on the east side, because I feel like a lot of the top suburbs are usually geared towards the west side. But I wouldn't move it from number 5. That's probably about as high as I'd put it. Here's my honest take. I think the top 5 was okay. Here are some cities that I think got absolutely snubbed. Edina, Minnesota is one of the most high-end and luxurious suburbs in the entire state. And I didn't see ChatGPT putting too much of an emphasis on cost of living. So if we're looking at all price points, I would definitely make sure Edina is at least in my top 3. It's only 15 minutes south of Minneapolis. It's got so many walking trails. It's got downtown Edina. Edina also has great test scores. Edina also has great walkability. It's got great safety rating. It's very close to the city. It's very close to the airport. It's got all the things you would want out of a major suburb. So I think Edina was snubbed, and I also think St. Louis Park was definitely snubbed. St. Louis Park is pretty much the closest suburb to Minneapolis, and I think there's a price to be paid for that. 8 minutes and you're in downtown North Loop enjoying all the best restaurants, walking, and shopping that Minneapolis has. On top of that, they've got relatively affordable homes, more charm than all of those suburbs. So if you like charm, I would say Edina and St. Louis Park should be on your radar. I hope this deep dive was much more helpful than just staring at your screen with your blue light blocking glasses at 10 p.m., thinking about which place you're gonna move your family to in Minnesota. And if you have any more questions, I am always just a call or text away. Feel free to call or text me at that number right there.